Oh, might be a little slippery. Oh, that's not bad at all. I'm going to follow this old road for a bit. There used to be an old gravel pit right up here. And I think just past that there's some nice little spots to hang out, spend the day. Right here is where the gravel pit used to be. And I remember when I was a little kid, you could actually still drive to this. I hope the sun's not too much there. But you can see that this road it's been blocked off for a very long time. And it's just all getting taken back by the forest. You can see all these young trees, all the plants. It's kind of cool. And then it leaves a nice hiking trail, you know, since it's off the road now and kind of hidden. It's a place that not as many people go to anymore. Kind of like stuff like that. I think I can follow the road a little ways further. I don't think I want to get too far away from the creek, but I want to get to a spot that stays pretty shady and cool, because it's going to get hot today, and then all the flies that bite and stuff are going to be coming out. So I want to get to a nice shady cool spot and hopefully not have to deal with too many of those guys. Got to be careful with them fires this time of year. I want to come have a closer look at this. You can tell the sun's right there. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. So this afternoon, the sun's going to be there, which means I'll still be pretty well shaded in here. I'm going to go take a look and see what we can find. It's so nice and green in these shady spots. I like it. Oh yeah. I like this little spot right here. There's some old cow dung. Yeah, I don't think this would be a bad spot to hang out today. I think he likes it too. And the creek's just right down here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to set up. I brought some new things out today to play with and something I want to try to build. So, hope you guys enjoy what I got planned. So, one of those new things I have to try out today. I actually just had my birthday about 2 weeks ago, and there's a couple of things I actually got as gifts right here. And another thing I have to try out is something I actually got for Christmas and just haven't gotten to use yet, but I'll explain that more whenever I want to show it to you guys. First off, we have the AquaQuest Defender 7x10 tarp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it between these two trees. I want to hang it kind of high because I'm going to build a chair on here to hang out in. And I'm not worried about rain. I'm just want something for shade. So I'm going to do the 7-foot way between the trees and then the 10-foot way coming down. So that way I can build it up kind of high. And these tarps here, they have, I think it's 15 tie-out loops. And these loops are strong. I've seen these before, I've looked at them and just couldn't quite pull the trigger on one myself because what I was using was working for me. But I am very happy to have one of these. And the other thing I have to show off and test out is El Chefe, made by Tops. This is just a beastly chopper, and I will put this to work today. It is actually shaving sharp, man. I'm really curious on how well it holds that edge, and with like the hard days of chopping, how much of that's going to wear off, and then how easy it will be to get that edge back. So this is just be fun to play with these things today. So let's get started. I put a bow line on that side with a little loop that I tied it off with, so that way when I'm ready to pack up, I just pull the string and it's loose and ready to go. I'll do a trucker stitch right here. And again, I just tied it off with a little loop, so that way when I'm done, I just pull the tag in, so it all comes undone, and I get my cord back. Since this is a new tarp, I'm actually cutting cordage for it. After I get this set up, the cordage that I've already cut for it, I'm going to leave with that tarp all the time. I don't like to cut cordage every time that I use the tarp. I like to just keep, something that would make a good setup for it with the tarp all the time, and if I need more, I do pack extra. Alright, let's figure out which way's which. That looks like the tongue, and that looks like the truck. Yeah. Hey, get off there. So I want to pull this up to this loop right here. I'm going to attach this using those two loops. Wow, this truth was just right. So I may have to loosen up this line. Hang on a second, I gotta find something. Get rid of any of the little pokies. Brand new tarp, you know. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make a little loop here. If I can pull this through. I don't know, I might have to loosen it up a little bit. It's going to be close for this first one. Again, hope you can see fairly well. I am still just using a GoPro. I want to make a loop of string and push it through this loop here. I'll stick the stick to the loop. That'll hold it in place. Once I get the other end done and get everything tight, I can use this to slide the tarp like a tensioner. Let's go to the other side. Okay, I'll tighten this back up. Now I can slide that. And go to the other end, slide this one. So I did this so I can pull these out. Now if I was worried about rain and had to stay in here, I can hook onto that loop and find a spot to tie this off to and really open it up inside for myself. But I just want some shade, so I don't need to really be all the way underneath of it. Let's go to the other side and tie off those flaps. So now I need 3 sturdy poles about as long as I am tall, and then I'm going to need one about the width of me, a little more. So let's see what El Shete can get me. That yeah. Now I'm going to make a tripod out of these. I do not know the proper name for this knot, but it's kind of like a slip knot that pulls tight on itself. That's what I like to use. Got where I want it. Alright, so the camera battery died while I was getting the tripod put up. But here's how I have it set. This is that cross piece. I'm going to set this about right here. So I'm going to end up making a couple of notches in it. And then lashing it this. And this will be my chair, and this will be my backrest. I may have to adjust it a little bit to balance it out better so I don't fall over. But anyways, this is about all there is to it. I have done this before where I made it, my poles are about 7-8 feet long instead of about 5 feet like these ones. And these are about 6 feet. But I was able to tie almost like a net mesh backing in here to where it was almost like a hammock chair. And I was kind of hoping to do something like this, but fit underneath my tarp, and only being that big, I wouldn't be able to lay back inside of this, so I'm just going to have to use these for my backrest, and I might have to get rid of a couple little nubs on here. But first off, I got to get my seat bar in. I want to kind of find the way that this is naturally going to want to twist. It looks like about like that. I put it right there. Now, because this isn't super thick, I don't want to go too deep. I just want to give this a flat spot to really cinch it down so it can't roll on me once I get it in. I'm going to take my knife here, and I will clean that out. Let me tilt you a little bit, just alright. Now hopefully you guys can see. Oh, here we go. Moment of truth. Okay. As long as I'm gentle and he doesn't jump on me, it should be okay. I think if I actually, this leg's a little crooked. If I actually take that kink off of the end of it, that'd make it a little more sturdy because I can feel that end kind of giving in the most. This side's pretty darn stable. So I think I'll try and adjust that a little bit. Yeah, that feels way more stable. Nice to have a spot to kick back. Oh yeah. Now even if I was out here in a rainstorm, I could chill out like this. Alright, well, I'm going to take a little break, hang out, enjoy the fruits of my labor, and show you guys the next interesting thing I have planned. Something else I want to try today. I was at this grocery store, the grocery outlet. It's kind of like a joke around, it's a secondhand food store, but they just, a lot of stuff there, it's like close to expiration dates and things, so it's all super cheap. And I wanted some water, like cold water, not just the water in the cases. I was really thirsty while I was there. And the only thing that they had in the cooler was smart water. And after I got it and started drinking it, I remembered hearing that the threads on these bottles line up perfectly with the threads to the Sawyer squeeze filter, so that you can fill this bottle up with your dirty water, squeeze, screw the filter onto the end, and this feels like a really good bottle for squeezing. I don't know, just something about that plastic feels a little different than the others. But anyways, you screw that filter on, and anytime you need a drink, just tip her up and give her a squeeze. I think that's what I'm going to try out next. I was just waiting to finish the water that I had in here to begin with. No reason bringing a bottle if you're not going to have something in it. I guess he just wanted to make that water a little more dirty for me. But anyways, that does thread on pretty nicely. Get all that water off the bottle. Give it a squeeze. Oh yeah, clean water. Hang on to that cap. Well, definitely tastes like creek water that's been stirred up by your dog, but I at least know it's safe to drink. The flavor will still be there, but it's safe to drink. I have something new to try. First off, he's been a good boy, so he's going to get a doggy dollar. It's pretty much like beef jerky for dogs. 100% all natural or organic or something like that. Whatever it is, it's good for him. And he likes them, doesn't he? There we go. Okay, now it's my turn. I have something new to try. For lunch today, I have a Hydro Heat flameless cooker. I got this for Christmas, and I have not taken it out to use it yet. No, you've already got yours, because the heating packs for it have been out of stock everywhere. I thought, you know, I'm going to wait till those are back in stock, so if I like it, I can order more right away. And this is something that, if it works good, can actually be really helpful around here. So in the summertime, or the fire season, you know, you can't have a campfire or anything to cook on. Hey, you stay back. You already got one. Stay back. You already got one. So, I'm going to try this. That came in my Alpha box. And it's teriyaki rice with vegetables and stuff. And looking at it though, I've never had one of these rice meals in this style. I think I've had one of the older ones. But it takes 4 cups of boiling water and 12 to 15 minutes of it being in the boiling water. So, hopefully, starting this in the water, however hot this gets, will be enough to heat it up. But I don't think this is big enough to hold 4 cups of water and the food, so I'm going to have to try and measure this out to half of this and 2 cups. So there's quarter pouch. Say how many ounces is a pouch? 10 ounces. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is some hard math out here. I'll open her up. You get that. I already had some. So I'm just going to have to go by feel here on what a half a pouch is. There's that thing. Don't eat that. I always think that's funny in the big bright lettering on those packages. Do not eat. Yeah, I'll go a little more. I don't want it to be soupy, but I also don't want it to be dry, you know? So we'll try that. I'll mix in 2 cups of water. I'll pull this out first and get rid of that paper, and you stay back, mister. Okay, put that down here. I'm going to need to prop this up with something so it sits a little more level. I don't like it leaning. There. Okay, so this pouch right here takes a 1/2 cup of water. And this is the heat source. It's almost like an MRE heater is the best I can describe it. That'll sit down inside there, and that'll get really hot. And that'll heat up this bowl, and then you put the lid on. Now I need 2 cups of water. Really, really hope this works and turns out good, or else I'm going without lunch today. Give that a little bit of a rinse here. Okay. There's 1. Yeah, it might be. I'll do about 1.5 cups. I think that looks about right. Don't want it to be soupy. I mean, don't want it to be crunchy or soup. Either way. Okay. And then add a 1/2 cup into this. And that is supposed to get very, very warm. Stir this up a little bit. Carefully drop that back in there. Now I don't think you're supposed to like pull it apart and then do your food and then put it back together. I just want as much time of that heat as I can get, because I don't know how it's going to work, how well it's going to last, you know. And you close that up. It's got a little insulated thing around it here, and I will start a timer for 15 minutes and see what happens. Woo-wee! You feel the heat spraying out of those vent holes all the way back here. That's crazy. Let me take a few steps back. I don't know what's going to happen. Well, it worked. I ended up taking about 25 minutes. But it, you know, it turned out nicely. The rice got soft. It's good and warm to eat. And the good thing about this is when I'm done with it, if I'm out just for a day trip like this, just one meal out here, I can put this lid back on the top of it, and that'll hold everything in here until I get home to wash it out. All I'm going to need to do is drain that extra water out of this bottom part. So it does work. It just takes time, I guess. But hey man, in the summertime when you can't have fires and you're just eating granola bars all the time, this is a way to still have a good hot meal out here. And if you're really into prepping, it's something you could store a few of these at home for and cook up your freeze-dried meals if you lose power and don't have a way to do it in your house. So yeah, not bad. Not a bad day either. Got to try out a few new things and got to just be out in the woods, let my dog run around. He played in the creek and stuff he normally does. Get to have a nice lunch, and then it's time to pack up and head home and make this video happen. So on that note, ooh, it is hot still. On that note, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.